Every child deserves to see themselves reflected in the things that they learn. They deserve to see the beauty of their families reflected in the things that they're learning in school. They deserve to see that who they are and where they come from is a place of strength. Our families and communities should feel that what our kids are being taught in school reflects the brilliance of that place. Alaska is a native place. It always has been, it always will be. The formation of the education system in Alaska was expressly formed to remove Native people from our knowledge of kill the Indian to save the man.
The parents had experienced the abuse and the shame that was put on them for speaking their language.
Back then, when we used to leave our village to go to school, I was only 14 years old, and having to be gone from your family was devastating.
So much of our time and energy is spent trying to heal from these traumas that were inflicted. Because we're being measured in a language that does not belong to us or to this land, effectively, our students are being measured constantly on how assimilated we are. The more assimilated you are, the better your grades. The closer you are to whiteness and the further away from your own people's knowledge and ways of being, the more successful you are.
But tribal school is changing that. It's bringing them out of those shells they were put into to suppress our people.
Compacting will allow us to also develop our own educators. But those teachers are going to understand the culture, the local customs, the language, and everything else. And so they're going to be able to work with the students a lot more effectively.
I think it's crucial that our tribes continue to deliver our own services to our own tribal members, and that includes education. It's been imparted on us as Indigenous people that learning about our local surroundings in context to who we are is a pathway to succeeding not only in school but in life.
Really, what we need is a system that is grown from us, that reflects us, that has our love of who we are built into it from the beginning.
I want my daughter to be excited about going to school, to have what's being taught be relevant to her life. I want her to be a member of the community and feel that responsibility to try to help in ways that she can, even as a young child.
Of that 32 years, I've taught Inupiaq immersion for 3 years. I came out of retirement to teach in Inupiaq. I was skeptical at first, but then when I got into the classroom, I was just amazed of what the kids were learning, what they were picking up, how excited they were. You could see their little eyes looking at you and watching your mouth as you're speaking.
I really lift my hands up to Miss Kiminak and her mother Yayuk and community lifting up this work, and they've really held on to a lot of who they are and their cultural practices in light of a lot of challenging policies and opinions that have pushed English only and this Western way of life, and my daughter is benefiting from that.
I see myself in these kids because I was a little girl here and now I'm going to school here. Having the opportunity for these kids to see me in the classroom, I think is very powerful because it reminds me of the first time I had an Alaska Native teacher when I was in 3rd grade. One night I was doing homework and I had gotten seal oil on my homework and I got really upset and I said, oh no, my teacher's gonna be so upset I have seal oil on my paper. And I told her I accidentally spilled some seal oil on it, and she took the paper and she immediately though, I let my guard down. I was like, oh, I could be Inupiaq in here. I don't have to pretend I'm someone I'm not. So when I think of my students, I want them to always feel that way. It's okay, you could be who you are. You don't have to pretend to be anyone else.
And to me, in 20 years, we can start to see that shift of that connection into a thriving mindset that is resilient, but not having to be resilient and resisting something that's trying to eradicate us, but to be something that's resilient and something that wants to make us thrive.
This is groundbreaking, but it's needed to happen. It's going to change education in Alaska, and the whole desire to see the Native youth, we're going to see them in careers. We're going to see them successful. If they want to go to college, they'll be able to go to college. If they want to live in a subsistence lifestyle, they'll know how to do that effectively. The tribes can make a difference, and the tribes are willing. But through the support of the state and the support of building up capacity, you're going to see success.
Build on that for a way to view the world and to interact with others. We're standing on the shoulders of our ancestors and we're making good progress, so really grateful to everyone who's involved in this good work.
We want to have our kids know who they are. They get to have their identity back. We need it. We desperately need it.
To have faith in our tribes, that we're more than capable of doing this work and able to teach our children.